Hello YouTube, in this tutorial we're gonna go through this stuff line by line. Here's the thing, every time when you wanna include from outside world, from external files something, you wanna use include and then name of that file, or in Python terminology modules, or in other programming languages they're calling it libraries. Anyway, it's not important, you're just grabbing additional functionalities and those functions are written by you or by some other programmers in specific files that you can grab from internet, or they're just part of your standard installation, like standard library stuff. Right. So use hash always in combination with include without space here, but with the space here. Okay, so this is concatenated, and then inside of opposite arrows, always use them, use IOStream. So you're probably wondering how many of these things I can have. Well, it depends how big your program will be. So you can have 3 of these, 5 of these, 10 of these. You will find a lot of examples here with dozens of these on internet, so don't worry about that. Now, exactly what this IOStream do? Well, let me show something to you. This thing, IOStream, will provide you object-oriented possibilities to work with text, basically. So every time when you want to print something on a screen, like you have a text or stream input output, you want to use IOStream. So IO stands for input output, obviously. So in 1998, it was standardized that you don't need to type iostream.h, but just iostream with arrows. And as I said, in older tutorials, you will often find these things with .h. So don't worry about that. Now, this external option or file will provide you like a particles from these 3 things together: iOS, iStream, and OStream. Okay, so that's maybe something theoretically you need to like a kind of remember. So let me find something else here. Of course, the official term is header file, and down there, up here, see this? Cin, cout, cr, and clog. Now these things belong to input-output stream possibility, because down there when we are printing string, that means text on a screen, we are using that cout, which means console out, basically print inside of your console, print on a screen. And we are also using endl, which means end line. So we can do that because this is from here. Okay, so these unique small individual options are from here. So think about this as a warehouse, not war, but warehouse. I don't know what's the term in English. Just a big place from where you are grabbing individual stuff when you need it. Now, see this cout? So we have it here. Now, end line. End line means when you use it, it will insert a new line into the stream. Basically, remember when you are typing into Notepad or some Word document, and when you press enter, like manually, so through program, through C++, endl is basically substitution for you manually pressing enter. It just means go to next line, like print this and flush stuff and go to next line. So, let's continue. Using namespace std. This line is very important because at minimum it will save you a lot of time when you are typing. Because if you do not use this namespace as standard thing, always you must use std as a prefix here, or std must be printed or typed here. Okay, now let's just do that. So let's delete this line. So to have this program working, you need to type std and double of these, and also here std and double of these. Now please remember that we have removed that line. If we go to build and run, everything is fine, your program runs, but imagine that you need to type this thing like a 100,000 times in some of your big game program, whatever you do. So As I said, at the minimum, save you a little bit of typing by using namespace std. Okay, and don't forget semicolon here, because this is the end of the command. This is preprocessor directive, like preparation for compilation, but here are your actual individual commands. Okay, so now when you have it, you don't need to type this std thing here, and your program will work. So let me check that. Build and run, and now if I press X, I will see a red error here. It's not error, it's just a warning. And if I'm here and when I press any key, then everything is fine. I have just blue and black fine status here. Okay, so you know now that. Int, what is this int? This is type of return from your major function, and this is a major function. Now, why is that important that you have type of return? Well, often or over time you will learn how to create smaller programs inside of your big programs that will spit the results, so other people, other functions can use those results. But when you spit those things in outside the world so other functions can use it, you must say what kind of type that result is. In this case, this is just return 0. So basically it means fire this 0 to the rest of the system, let's say to your compiler or editor, so that your computer knows that everything is fine. Now we are doing this thing manually. We are printing firing 0 outside, and 0 is integer, and we are telling the system, okay, I'm pushing this thing manually, like aggressively, just to tell you that I exactly know that everything is fine. So 0 in this case means everything is cool. See, process terminated with status 0. So this is that 0. Everything is fine, everything is cool. Over time you will learn how many data types, return types you will have. So every time when you have it, like when you fire some float, like a number with a decimal or character, you will put exactly here what that is. Is it a character? Is it a number? What kind of number? And so on. So over time you will learn you have int, double, decimal, I don't know, who cares. In many programming languages that thing is basically the same, because a lot of languages are grabbing stuff from C++ because C++ is great. Anyway, so just remember, return type. Okay, don't torture yourself yet if you don't understand everything. You're gonna learn when we go to functions. The name of functions, this one must be main. Okay, every C++ program must have a main function. So no matter what you do outside of these brackets down there or up here, one main must be as a major function right here at the top. So integer main, and then these normal brackets and everything else down there. So I don't care what is down there. It can be one line, it can be 1,000 lines, but up here must be that main. And you must use these brackets because that means that we are talking about function. And function is something that will get specific job done and nothing else. In this case, this is one main function. Why do we have brackets? Well, let me drink a little bit water. Right. Because here you will type characters, sentences and numbers, so this function can grab it and do something with it. But now it's empty, and over time we're gonna learn how to populate it so this function and other functions can do something with that. After that, this is opening curly, I think that's correct term in English, bracket, and down there we have a closing one. So all functionalities, all the stuff that need to be done will be printed here. We will type things here. As I said, this is just the 2 lines, and we can have multiple thousands of these lines down there. So always, this is starting point, this is ending point. This is return type, this is name of function. When you see this, that means that this thing is name for function. Okay, cout and end line, you know that from here and from up here. Now, why we have these arrows? Why they are arrows here? How we know that we must type them? Well, just imagine that here at the right side you have some force that is pushing this string like on a screen. So just imagine force or arrow going from here to here. So basically this means push this thing to the screen, okay, see out, console out, and then push yet another blank vertical space down there with endl, like end line. So this is just grab this stuff, push it to the screen, and then push new line down there, okay? Now you can have space here, it will not change anything, or you can type it like here. I mean, in C++ that's really not important, it's totally about what you need. Okay, so I think I told you about return 0. Now, in some programming languages, you have option to return only one thing to outside world on further processing. But in some programming languages, you can fire multiple things into outside world. So it's really not, important. For example, in Python, do you want to use all these like returned results, or you just want to use one? In C++, in this case, we have just one return result. Okay, so don't be confused with this 0 and other report statuses. You will learn about that over time. So let me see. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, more than 10 minutes tutorial. I definitely need to go to shut up. So let's just recapitalize. Is that correct term? I don't know. Look, grab stuff from outside world. Save yourself a little bit of typing. You must have a major function with main name. This is a function because of this. This functionality will return as an end result this to further processing or to system, and 0 is of course int, which is short for integer, and you're spitting on a screen this bunch of text with a cout functionality from here, and then when you are done with that, you are flushing things with end line. So yep, that's it. And when you're typing, don't forget to use semicolons, and don't forget to start and end with these weird brackets, curly brackets. I don't know. Look, let me just test this for a second. Build and run, and yeah, that's it, everything works. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Sorry for me being this long, but I really want you to understand this stuff. So finally, thank you for watching. See you next tutorial.